Welcome to the Naturally Yours podcast, where we celebrate our beautiful women of color while spotlighting their success and bringing more awareness to their natural hair. Help me introduce Miss Lovely Dr. Sherley Samuels, who is a
Hi there.
OBGYN, and she is also the co-owner of Neem Naturale. Help me welcome Miss Shirley Samuels. Hi,
Thank you so
Shirley.
much
How
for
are
having
you?
me.
You're so welcome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule today. We do appreciate you being here with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you currently do now, just for the people who may not be familiar with you at this time?
Yeah. So, as you said, my name is Dr. Shirley Samuels. I am a board certified OBGYN. I am also the co owner of Neem Naturale, which is a natural skincare company that I own with my husband. We started our company back in 2019. And so we are operating our business, and I'm currently practicing out in Covington, Georgia. We have a super busy life. Kids, three of them, really young, all under the age of 8. Business, just a whole lot going on. Never a dull moment.
Got you. Got you. I bet. I bet there's never a dull moment. With three kids, a husband, and a business, and you have a 9 to 5. Phew.
More like a 8 to 8,
Eight,
8 to 8,
eight to
8,
eight.
8 a.m. to
Whew.
8
Wow. All day.
a.m.
All day.
Yep. I was actually on call yesterday, so I did a 24-hour shift yesterday, Tuesday into Wednesday, and then today, after I came off of that 24-hour shift, I went to the office and saw patients. So yeah,
Wow.
it's a it's it's
Never ending.
definitely a 9 to 5 with a little twist,
Yes. Yes. With a little overtime
a
connected
little,
to
just a little extra, just a little overtime.
it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about Neem Naturale and how you actually came up with this business and how it was created?
Yeah, absolutely. So my husband started making neem soap back in 2018. Now, to give you a little bit of background, my husband is also a doctor. He is a plant scientist, HBCU trained, and during his PhD studies, he actually came across the neem plant as one of the plants that he studied. As a plant scientist, you're constantly studying the medicinal properties of plants, and
Mm-hmm.
he came across neem,
Mm-hmm.
which is a wondrous plant that's native to Africa and the Indian subcontinent, with amazing benefits for the skin. And so he had, that background. From his PhD studies. When we, fast forward now to 2018, store bought soaps and the typical, mass produced soaps were drying out our kids' skin.
Mm-hmm.
And that led him to decide that he was going to create his own soap using this plant that he had studied 10 years ago in his PhD program. And I just was a little taken aback by that. Like, okay, you want to make soap now? you know, okay. Um, but it was excellent. I mean, our kids' skin, their skin transformed almost with the first use, like immediately. And after using the soaps for about a year, we said, you
Mm-hmm.
know what, this could be a business. I mean, we need to share this,
Mm-hmm.
with the people. People need this.
Right.
And so in 2019, we went ahead and we started our business. We registered with the Secretary of State. We did all the things. We were geared up for our first vending event. And then COVID happened
Mm.
and the world shut down, and we were just focusing on surviving this pandemic at that point. We were not, Neem Natural was an afterthought. We were not even, you know, Neem Natural was not in the back seat. It was in a whole other car. We were just worried about just getting through this pandemic like everybody else. Fast forward to 2021,
Mm-hmm.
this year in June, we found ourselves in a place where things kind of had settled down, and we decided to go ahead and revamp, rebrand, relaunch our business.
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's been a blessing. It's been extremely successful, which we are very, very excited about. But
Yes.
it's also been very, very busy. But it's a blessing. We absolutely love it. So that's where we are now. We are, you know, a little over 6 months in from our rebrand and relaunch, and things have been going great.
Got you. Awesome. Awesome. Well, congratulations on your
Thank you so
rebranding and
much.
relaunching. That is
Thank you.
phenomenal. I love to see, our Black businesses thriving and growing and expanding. So
Yeah.
kudos and keep going, girl. Keep
Yeah,
going. You keep doing
absolutely.
it for sure. So our next question. So after you noticed that your kid's skin was drying out really bad, did you notice that the products were maybe causing them to have eczema, maybe? And
So, yeah, they none of our kids were diagnosed with eczema
okay,
specifically, but um, we noticed that after their baths, that's when their skin were the driest.
gotcha.
And you kind of expect to have to put on some lotion or some moisturizer, but they
Mm-hmm.
were extremely dry. I mean, and for kids, kids' skin is usually dewy and soft and um, is not usually dry.
Right.
And so that definitely led us to kind of explore other options because it just seemed odd to us that they were just so dry immediately after a shower.
Right.
And I think now we can kind of pinpoint that a lot of the products we were using with the typical preservatives and things of that nature was probably what was causing their skin to be dry like that. So like I said, they've never been diagnosed specifically with eczema, but they certainly have skin prone to dryness, and so
Gotcha.
we needed something that was going to not strip away all their oils, all their natural oils. Um, and so that's what we were able to come up with our soaps.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That's awesome. I'm sure your kids is loving it. I'm sure
Oh
they're
yeah, they
loving not
love
having
it.
that
They
dry
love it.
skin.
I mean, and they just love that it's a product that we make here. So they are just like, especially our 7-year old, she is just tickled by the fact that we make our own soap. She loves it. She's constantly telling us, when are you going to sell these soaps to my friends and my teachers? And we're like,
Like
baby
it's
girl, don't
coming.
worry. Soon they're gonna just walk into the stores, and Neem Naturale will be rolling off their tongues. That's how we're gonna be a household name.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Got to speak it into existence.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes. Okay. My next question.
Sure.
Does your kids ask to participate and help make the soap, or do you have them maybe participate in some of the
Yeah,
functions
yeah.
on
Our
creating it?
kids are a big part of our business. We don't necessarily look at it as this is going to be their business that they take over one day because they may
Hmm.
not want that. But we want them to understand, the value of entrepreneurship, the value
Hmm.
of working hard, and all of those things. So
Hmm.
we include them in our business. They help us make our content for our social media. So
Oh,
you will see them in a bunch of our videos if check out our Instagram page. But they also actually help us with making the products. So going back to my husband being a plant scientist, he
hmm,
grows the neem trees that we then harvest our leaves from and put into our soaps. And
wow.
so they will help harvest the leaves. They will help, with the preparation of the leaves. They'll help us with boxing and packing, things like that, to just kind of get them involved in the business. And again,
Yes.
they may or may not necessarily want to take over the business one day, and we'll support them either way. But we definitely want them to know that this is our family business, and you
Hmm.
guys are going to be a part of it.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. I love it because they're already getting that responsibility. They're already knowing how to
Yeah.
do things
I
that's
mean, and they
specifically
love it.
for a
They
job.
love it. They'll be like, "Is it time to make a video for our Neem page?" Or they'll be like, "Mommy, we're the Neem team." Whenever we're like, sitting around our dining room table, where that's where we harvest the leaves, and we prepare them, they'll say, they'll be excited and they'll call themselves the Neem team and things like that.
Oh,
So
that's so
they're
cute.
super super involved, and we love it. We wouldn't have it any other way.
I bet I wouldn't either. I love it. I love it. That's that's so awesome. I love it. It keeps them out of trouble as well. Keeps their
Right.
mind learning and growing.
Hmm.
So that's so
And my
important.
husband teaches them a lot of the things, that he's doing. My daughter is very interested in science now. She says all the time, well, she flip flops. I'm going to be a scientist like daddy. No, I'm going to be an OBGYN like mommy. And we're like, honey, whatever you want to do, as long as it's positive, I don't care.
Right.
you know, but
Right.
she is learning, all about saponification, which is the process of making soap and things of that nature. Um, I really enjoy it. I can see her little mind working, and I enjoy seeing that.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it. I love it. So let's get into our next question.
Hmm.
Are you currently still selling your products at those 5 locations in Georgia? Or,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
And
So
have you
we are currently in 3 beauty supply stores.
awesome.
We are also, and we're currently working on others.
Okay.
So stay tuned.
Yes.
We also are in another shop of, multiple things, multiple natural, natural products.
Mm-hmm.
They do crystals and things of that nature, so we're in that shop. It's called Three Corners Metaphysical Shop.
Okay.
We're also in a um, a spa.
Nice.
So yeah, like I said, it's been pretty amazing. Our product was really well received really quickly, which we were not expecting, but we are so thrilled.
Yes. Yes.
So, but to answer your question, yes, we are still in those 5 locations, and we hope to be in more soon.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So tell me a little bit about your expansion from Neem Naturale. Like, do you plan on hitting up the pharmacies, the grocery stores? Uh, are you planning to pretty much be a little bit of everywhere? Or where's your main target audience? Like,
So, our target audience is anyone who loves natural skincare products, and people who are looking for, just a natural alternative to some of the skincare issues that we experience: dry skin, acne, eczema.
yes.
All of those things are Neem is wondrous for. And so anyone who's looking for a natural alternative to
Mm-hmm.
maybe some of those issues before steroids and things of that nature, definitely try Neem. But or Neem Naturale, I should say. But
Yes.
to answer your question as far as where we see our future,
Mm-hmm.
um, we're taking it, a little bit at a time. I think
Gotcha.
right now, our goal is to get into maybe a couple more stores, locally.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely want to make sure that we're able to um, supply the product that becomes needed, right? So we
Right.
don't want to, let's say, be in a huge store and we're not able to produce for that store
Mm-hmm.
because we're still working out of our kitchen.
Right.
So we have to kind of make sure that we put the things in place first that can allow us to expand, which we're working on. I think before we think of any large chain stores,
Mm-hmm.
we would definitely be looking at our own facility.
Oh, gotcha.
Um, we've been thinking for a while now. We've had the idea dropped in our minds, and now we can't get rid of it, of a soapery where we kind of make
Oh,
soap in the back, make our products, our lotions, and everything in the back, and then have retail in the front. So that
yes.
might be something that would be our next goal. We're kind of wanting to do goals that are attainable right now and
Mm-hmm.
sustainable right now.
Right.
Um, as far as being in larger stores one day, I definitely wouldn't count it out. Um, One of the main things that we would have to ensure and secure would be that our formula would not be drastically changed. That happens a lot of times when you try to go into some of these bigger stores.
Mm-hmm.
They want to, take out take out this oil and put this instead because it's cheaper and we'll make 50 cents on the bar. And we don't want to do that. We
Right.
want to definitely keep our formula what it is.
Right.
So those are all things that we'd have to consider. Right now, we're just taking it one beauty supply store at a time,
Right.
and then kind of going from there. And of
Right.
course, we sell online too. So we also sell directly to our consumers as well.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And probably your online market is probably the biggest, right? Since everybody.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Online is definitely, our biggest. Our we call them our Neem team. Our Neem team does not play about their products. They make sure they stock up on their products. I mean, it's a blessing, and we're just so amazed that we're just so amazed every time these orders come in. We're like, what? Like we're still in
Right.
shock about it, you know?
Right. Hey, but when you got the quality, you got the goods, they come
Apparently
running.
so. Like I really thought that we were going to have to do a little bit more pushing and promoting and marketing, which we still do a good little bit of. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
the the quickness with which people realize the quality of the product and gravitated to it, we are
Yes.
still stunned by that.
That's amazing. But you can't fake quality. You
You
can.
really can't. You really can't. And some people try to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you get supporters. That's where you get a supporter by a bar just to support your business. But
Right.
now Neem Natural can really say we have customers. We have people who have stopped using whatever it was they were using before and
Mm-hmm.
only use our product now. And that, I mean, that is such an amazing feeling.
Yes. Yes, it is. That you have true loyal customers that come
Hmm.
back every month or every couple weeks.
Every couple weeks, yeah, like re-up. We have, we when it's vending season, that's kind of slowed down right now, but when it's vending season, we do, pop-up shops, farmers markets, things of that nature. And we have people travel
Mm-hmm.
to come to us when we're vending to purchase from us, traveling from across the state, and it's amazing. It's just
Right.
amazing.
I believe it. I believe it. And you're
Hmm.
changing people's lives on top of it. You're
You
you're
know,
keeping the
we're
chemicals.
still grappling with the thought of that, but I will say it's changed our lives. And so I
Mm-hmm.
can imagine other people, finally
Yes.
having something that helps with that eczema, finally having something that
Yes.
helps with that dry skin or that
Yes.
acne, um, without all of, a lot of the other fluff that goes into products because we don't have
Mm-hmm.
any of that in ours. Um, I think, when you finally get that, that can be life changing.
Yeah. Yes. It definitely can be. Because I know my son, he deals with eczema. So I can't wait to, try all these lovely natural soaps because
Yes.
man, there's so many good ones out here with different ingredients.
Hmm.
So I can't wait to, you know, try these out so my son can, get a different feel for natural soap.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, I can't wait for that. Okay.
Definitely. I'm excited for you to try it. I mean,
Yes,
I think it'll make a huge difference.
I believe so too. I believe so
Mm.
too. I can't wait to try it. I'm excited. Okay, let's see. Our next question. Let's get into the natural hair.
Let's get into it.
So tell us a little bit of, your natural hair journey. How long have you been natural or have you always been natural? And
Hmm.
kind of give us, your routine. How do you take care of your hair? How do you deal with it during the week, like being super busy?
Yes, yes. So I have not always been natural.
Okay.
I was definitely one of those people who had their hair permed when they were like 9 years old. Um, and that just kind of came from, in the 90s, being natural was just not the thing. You did
Mm-hmm.
not have all of the resources that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, hair influencers like you. We didn't have that back in the 90s, right? And
Right.
then you didn't have many examples of people being natural, right?
Right.
Everyone essentially had a perm. And I think because of that, my mom, I just noticed that the camera was all crooked. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Because of that, my mom really didn't know how to care for my natural hair.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was 9 years old, slapped that perm in there, and um, my journey spiraled downward for the better part of 20 years. Um, I can honestly say that at a point in my life, I hated my hair. And when I think of that now, it's just so profound to say that. And it's so profound to even think that that was my story,
Right.
because this is my DNA. This is how my hair grows out of my scalp.
Right.
How do you hate how your hair grows out of your scalp, right?
Right.
This is like your natural state. But I did. I hated it. I thought it had to be permed for it to be beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I didn't know how to care for my hair while it was permed. I mean, there's probably not. I see people perm their hair all the time, and their hair don't fall out by the bundles like Mine did, but that's what mine did. My hair could. I could never get it to look healthy or look full while it was permed. The longer it got, the thinner it got, and then I would be chopping it, and that
Mm-hmm.
was the cycle that I was going through. So fast forward to late 90s, 2000s, it seemed like everybody was on this natural hair journey. Like this natural hair journey just came out of the blue,
Mm-hmm.
but it seemed like everybody knew what to do. You just saw people with these popping curls,
Mm-hmm.
right? They just
Mm-hmm.
knew what to do. They knew how to tame their hair. And I just felt like I was on the outside looking in, like, I want to get into that club. Like, how do I do that? And
Right.
I didn't take the time to learn my hair, learn the porosity, learn the hair type, learn any of those things. I just wanted to poof, wake up and have beautiful popping curls. That did not happen. Um, so while called myself a natural, I stopped perming my hair, but I
Mm-hmm.
still wasn't caring for my hair. I
Gotcha.
found myself in a cycle of braids, weaves, wigs, but my hair was not flourishing in these so-called protective styles because I didn't know how to care for my hair underneath.
Right.
So my hair was falling out. I had bald spots. I mean, it was just, oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. I can honestly say that part of my life, I'm glad is over. Um, I I was in this cycle of don't like my hair, so cover it up. It damaged my hair more. So I didn't like my hair more. So I covered it up more, which caused more damage. I, and that was the cycle that I was in for a long time, 10 years. So I called myself natural at that time, but I wasn't natural. I didn't know what I was doing. My protective styles were exactly the opposite. They were damaging styles. Um, and it was a mess. And when I moved to Georgia from New York, I found a natural hair stylist and I was probably right at 30 years old, 29, 30 years old at this point. So, like I said, for 20 years, I was in this horrific cycle of, either perm or damaging style or whatever. I found a natural hairstylist you know, who gave me information about my hair porosity and my hair type and how to care for my hair, moisturizing, steam treatments, all the things that I wasn't doing.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of helped me nurse my hair back to where I became comfortable with even wearing my hair out.
Gotcha.
Grew in all my bald spots. I mean, my nape was bald up to here, like
Oh.
nothing. Traction alopecia from braids and all those things. And she helped me get my hair back to a place where I could like my hair.
Right.
I sought her out because I had a daughter. Right
Mm-hmm.
around that time, she was a baby. Well, toddler. And I was starting to have anxiety about my daughter's hair. How am I going to care for her hair? How am I going to teach her to love her hair when I clearly
Mm-hmm.
don't love my own? And that's kind of where I was. And that's what started me on my journey to actually caring for my hair. It's one thing to just not perm or not straighten or not blow dry. And I don't think you don't need to necessarily write all those things off. But for me, I was using those things as a way to cover my hair and because I didn't like my hair and
Right.
I needed to reverse that. And
Right.
so that's kind of been my journey and I'm still on it. Yeah, no, I'm
Yes.
still on
We
my
both
journey.
on it, girl.
Yes, but I got a little fro here, it's kind of puffed out from today and looked crazy, but this morning it was popping. Okay. But And now I just do the things that I should be doing. I'm moisturizing my hair. I use we have a nourishing scalp oil as a part of our line, Neem Naturale, and I use that on my hair. I do protective styles, but use them in a protective way. Not, I'm not using it to cover something I'm ashamed of anymore, and that makes a huge difference in how
Mm-hmm.
I interact with my own hair.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that's where I am. That's where I am. And I'll still sometimes do the silk press, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that that's okay. Your hair is versatile,
Right.
but it's just a matter of caring for the hair
Right.
and not necessarily trying to change the texture because you think your own texture is not beautiful, because that is not the case at all.
Right.
And I'm just happy to be at this point of my journey, because
Me too. Me
15
too.
years ago, oh, it was a mess. It was so mess.
See, I love the fact that you really hit it home for me with the how can you teach your daughter how to love her hair if you don't love your own, and
Right.
that's so big for me because I'm really into empowering the younger community along with our age group or older
Yes.
or whatever the case may be, to educate them and let them know there's another way to go besides the chemical way, because
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
end the chemicals are killing us. And I just want to get us away from the creamy crack and the texturizers and the
Yeah.
dyes. Like all of those things are bad. And people are just so stuck on having that instant gratification,
Yeah.
that straight look, and still being programmed to believe that silky hair is the only beautiful hair when
And
our
that's
hair,
you know what?
I'm,
I will say that is where I was. I mean, I truly believed at one point in my life that if I want my hair to work like this, I did not look professional.
mm,
I did not look beautiful. And when you're constantly told that the standard for beauty is, straight, silky, shiny
mm-hmm,
hair, that's not how
mm-hmm,
our hair grow out of our scalps. And
right,
so their first instinct is, I need to change it.
right,
I need to change it to match this beauty standard.
right,
And again, like I said, for me, it really hit home to me when I had my daughter, that I need to figure out at least how to groom my hair. Like,
mm-hmm,
even that I didn't know how to do, at least how to care for my own hair, because how could I honestly, break that cycle with her if I didn't do the work?
right.
And so that was super, super important. I know
Very,
with the perms, when I was
very.
getting those perms, I mean, they burned your scalp. They
Mm-hmm.
caused me to have headaches. Like, I would get a
Mm.
headache every time I got my perm
Wow.
done. Um, and I think it
From the
was just, the
fumes.
the fumes and I
Mm-hmm.
probably
Just
was
all the
traumatized and
chemicals.
anxious about it, know,
Yes.
because I knew that A, I was probably going to get a scalp burn. B, my hair is going to start falling out in a couple weeks, and I'm going to have to try to do little things to try to nurse that. Um, it just wasn't a good look for me.
Mm-mm.
I can't see myself ever going back to perming my hair. And again, I don't want to down anyone who's wherever they are in their own hair journey. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, I know that the perming was just not the way to go.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, just health wise, that's why I'm against it. I mean, you're free to do whatever you want with your
Yeah.
hair, but
Yeah.
if you ask me, I'm against it. I don't
Yeah.
recommend that you do it. I mean, because I watched my grandma suffer from cancer 3 times, and she
Mm,
was a person that dyed her hair, and she was a person that permed her hair. So, why did she keep getting cancer? Because she kept feeding her body those chemicals. I mean, what else is there? So, you know, I just take those things into consideration after watching my grandma deal with that,
sure.
3 times and then take
Yeah.
her out. Like, no, we have to be smarter. We have to be smarter. Like, no, like we're not downing. We're not here to down anyone. We're here
Yeah.
to educate you and to bring awareness to what's really going on. Like,
Hmm.
really, those perms are there
I
to.
think for the hair care, I think for those who are still perming their hair,
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to know why. I know what
Me
my
too.
why was.
Right.
My why was definitely my hair is not beautiful like this. And that is not. I am nowhere near there anymore. But
Right.
I'm interested to know what their why is now because there's so much information now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you got the influencers, you got the YouTube. They teaching you how to do everything from, you can do your own sister locks. You can do all
Right.
types of things at home now, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So I'm interested to know why people still choose to perm their hair.
One
Um,
reason is laziness.
I'm
They
sorry,
don't
say it
want to
again.
take the time to care for their natural hair. So they'll rather just perm
You
it
know what? I can see that
and be
because
done.
it takes a
Yeah.
lot.
I always say the natural hair is not for the weak
It takes a lot. It does
because
take a
it takes
lot.
a
And then,
lot.
like I said, I woke up this morning. I did my wash and go yesterday. Put my bonnet on, woke up this morning, fluffed it out. Girl, when I went to work, it was popping. But a few hours in, it's like, oh man, what did I do? What product did I forget? Because it started to get kind of, poofy and my
Hmm.
definition, and those things you'd be like,
Right.
natural hair, natural hair
Yes.
problems. If I didn't have
Yes.
natural hair, I would not be dealing with this. But that is not reason enough for me to go back ever. But I can see, caring for the hair. You got to be committed
Right.
to
You
caring
do.
for your natural hair. And I think what you hit the nail on the head when you said the instant gratification.
Yes.
That
Yes.
knowing that your hair is going to turn out cute every single time. That's not the
Right.
case with natural hair. That twist out may or may not look
Work
fly.
out.
It may or
Depends
may
on the
not work out.
product.
That Bantu knot out may or may not look cute. Okay.
Right.
That wash and go probably will start out cute in the morning. At the end, you got like craziness going on.
Right.
But for me, that's part of
The
I don't know,
journey.
that's part of the versatility. That's part of the
Yes.
fun.
Yes. It's part of getting to know your hair. It's
That's
part of
part of
getting
getting
to
to
know
know
what
your
your
hair.
hair likes, what
Exactly.
it don't like. How are you
Right.
ever going to get to know your hair if you never ever deal with it? If you
If you
never
never, right.
spend time with it, you're never going to know it.
And that's what you literally have to spend time with your hair. You literally have, like, I remember when I saw my hair poofing up and my shape changing this morning, I knew instantly. Oh, I forgot to spray my spray and leave in before I applied my gel. And for
Hmm.
me, I have to do that. If I don't, it's not gonna last all day. But
Okay.
that took me having this happen to me in the past to know that I have to do that, like,
Right.
or else the poof is going it's going to come. It's
Right.
just not, the definition's going to go and the poof's going to come.
Right.
So you're right, you have to spend time with your hair and really,
Hmm.
get to know. I mean, figuring out the products, that's a process.
Yes.
Figuring out the
Trial and
order
error.
in which to put the products in your hair, that's a process.
Yes.
It's a process. It takes
Yeah,
a lot,
it definitely
so
is. It definitely is. I agree. But
like
I
you said,
think,
it's not for the weak.
mm-mm,
It's not there's no the instant gratification. You're not going to get that with the natural hair.
mm-mm, you're
But
not.
at the end of the day, for me, this is how my hair grows out of my scalp. So I'm embracing it and I'm
Me
loving
too.
it. And I seeing my daughter who's 7 like her hair, I get teared up sometimes
Oh,
because that wasn't my life. That
right,
wasn't my story.
right.
And like I said, I was well into my 30s you know, before I liked my hair. And so seeing my daughter, mommy, can we do a fro today? I want a mohawk with a part to the side, and it's I don't know, it just does something to me. It warms my heart because, like I said, that wasn't my story.
But look at it this way. You actually educated yourself so that your daughter didn't have to go down that lane, didn't have to go
Right.
down that
I didn't
that
want her to
sad
have to
lane.
go
She never
through
has to
it.
deal with that. She
I don't
already
want her to
loves
have
her
to go
hair.
through it. I want her to know how to care for her hair. If you want to straighten it, how to properly apply heat,
Yes.
how often to do it, what
Yes.
products to put in, grooming your hair. Sometimes we don't even
Right.
be wanting to groom our hair. Like, we got to groom our hair. Things of those things,
Yes.
like, I want her to not have to go through all the
Right.
things I went through,
Right.
because it was a painful process.
It was. It
It was a
was.
lot of self discovery. It
Mm-hmm.
was really a weird time in my life. On one end, I'm like studying medicine and taking care of other people and operating on people, and on the other end, I don't even know how to care for my own hair. Like, make that make sense. But that was my story. That was where I was. And I feel like that's the case with a lot of, Black women. Definitely
Yes.
better now than, 10, 20 years ago, because we
Yes.
have more resources. We have more products too.
Right.
I
Yes,
feel
we
like back in
do.
the day, all we had was jam and,
Mm-hmm.
two or three other things.
Right.
And
There was
we didn't have
nothing.
many products. So
Right. Right.
there's
Agreed.
a lot more resources out now, definitely.
A lot more. A lot more.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. So I really appreciate you coming on the podcast today. Was there anything else that you wanted to share with our audience today? I also want you to
Um,
let them
love
know where
your
to find
hair.
you.
Love your hair.
Thank
Love yourself.
you. Thank
Yes,
you.
love those curls. They are beautiful.
Thank you.
Um, and restarting is okay. That's
Yes.
something that I had to tell myself. Restarting is okay. I had to restart my hair care journey so many times. Restarting is okay.
Right.
Um, Revamping is okay. I talked
Mm-hmm.
about revamping my business earlier.
Right.
If you have a business idea, if you have something that you are interested in doing, it is okay to have to restart and restart again and restart again. Just don't give up, you know.
Right.
And the last thing I would definitely say is it's okay to have multiple interests.
Yes.
I had to teach myself that. I was training for medicine for so long that when
Mm-hmm.
I came on the other side of medicine, I
Mm-hmm.
thought that that's the only thing that I could enjoy to do.
Mm.
And that's not the case.
Right.
You can do nursing and still make jewelry. You can
Mm-hmm.
be a doctor and do skincare.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Mm-hmm.
be an architect and on the side make candles. So you can have multiple interests. So allow yourself to delve into them. Revamping is okay. Restarting is okay. And love yourself. And definitely
Yes.
try our products.
Yes. Yes. Make sure you get Neem Naturals
Yes,
products.
yes. We
They
have
gonna change
your
your life.
soaps, we have your moisturizer. Like I said, we have a nourishing scalp oil. The benefits of neem for the hair and scalp are amazing. Look it up and then come and purchase. Just do a quick Google search and then
Yes.
come and purchase. So
Yes.
definitely, we have a full line for you guys, and I just thank you so much, Ty, for having me on.
You are so
Um,
welcome.
I had so much fun. This was a lot of
Me
fun. I
too.
definitely want to come back.
Yes, I definitely want you to come back. So probably here in about 6 months. So in 2022, I definitely want to probably in June because then that'll be the year from when you started
Yes,
back. So
oh
then
yes, I would love that. I would
okay.
love that. Absolutely.
Yes, yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
Absolutely. I'm down. I'm already about to put it in my calendar.
Yes, yes, I need to too because I already got my 2022 planner over here. So
Yes,
I definitely
exactly.
can
Exactly.
start
Listen,
filling
we
it
are
out.
putting down things, we're writing things, we're manifesting, we're putting things into the universe. So we're already going to plan. In 2022, Neem Natural will be celebrating our 1 year with Ty the Natural on your podcast.
Yes, yes, yes. In my new podcast office.
Yes, in your new studio. We're
My
putting
new
it all
studio.
into the
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
we're putting it
Yes,
all
ma'am.
into the universe.
Yes, we speaking it. We speaking all of it. All of it.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Well, guys, that was episode 4 with Miss Beautiful Shirley Samuels with Neem Naturals. So y'all go look her up, y'all. And we're out of here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. And y'all be blessed.
Have a
Bye.
good night. Bye.